had it covered that I turned them off. Anyway, I appreciate it. I really do. And you know, like I say, I hope that I think it's my service, maybe. Can y'all hear me and see? Is that any better? Yeah, I got off of the Starbucks. I guess it must be a Wish Wi-Fi, so we'll do it on over the waves, I guess. Anyway, what I was saying is, you know, I really appreciate the fact that y'all are trying to gift and all that, but I'm gonna just, like, I will turn around and gift that to somebody else, okay? I mean, and I won't gift it over TikTok. Whatever I've got in here, it's gonna be gifted via, you know, PayPal or something like that, because I just don't want to. I don't want to do that. Anyway, what I was saying is, a couple of things that have been rattling around in my head is a way to, as I said in a video, to sort of protect our community. And when I say our community, I'm just not going to put up with bullshit, okay? I'm just not going to argue with people in boxes. We're just not going to do that, okay? And if I have to, you know, I'll do a subscription thing. But believe you me, I've figured out a way that will not ultimately come out of your pocket. And so if we do subscriptions and, you know, we want to, you know, kind of go to a closed down subscription only, we'll have that option. Like I say, it's just, I'm just not interested in arguing with people or, you know, having debates. And as I said, you know, I don't want to be a keeper of secrets. I don't want to be a collector of information. I don't want to be rebroadcasting anything. As y'all know, I will comment, okay? And do have a lot to say sometimes. And so that's kind of the purpose of, you know, kind of what I want to do here. I'll make videos typically, and sometimes I'll talk about things, and then, you know, maybe we'll continue to have that conversation here on the live. But like I say, I would appreciate your interaction when I get to the point that I can have boxes. I would love to have other people in boxes with me and not just up here, me, you know, running my mouth. And I'm good at that, but anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is I posted a video right before this, and you guys know that I'm not timid about calling things out when I see them. And candidly, you know, I've come to the conclusion, as I said earlier, is if you don't speak directly to somebody, they are oblivious and they think you're talking to somebody else or whatever. And so at the risk of, like, using people's names, and when I say names, I'm talking about probably your TikTok name or your whatever name, because you can ask my one and only friend. I don't know who people are for the most part. I will tell you, I ask her all the time, like, who the hell is this? So no offense, but you have to give me some sort of a decoder ring, okay, to, you know, to like map names to real people. And for some people it doesn't matter. It kind of does to me, because I feel like if we have to talk through some sort of a fake filter, I don't know, it makes it less real. Just my opinion. But I did mention earlier a couple of things that I've got, you know, rattling around in my brain. I mentioned the event or the thing that happened the other night with the veteran. I talked a little bit about that in a video, and so I won't say anything else about that right now. But what I did want to talk about, and I can talk about this from my own personal perspective, okay? Because I've been on the app for a while. There are plenty of bunny trails we can go down, talking about my own personal experience. And, you know, we can go wherever we want to go, you know, I mean, in future sessions. But what I really wanted to talk about is what I've seen. It's not just a recent thing that I've seen where there have been, you know, groups of people, and believe you me, I've had, you know, my own Discord experience. I've had Reddit experience. I've had, you know, all of those things, okay? We can go where, you know, yeah, we can go down memory lane wherever y'all want to go. But this in particular is something that I see, and you know, it happens all the time. It happens way too much. And that is, you know, you've had a group of people, you know, and I use the word friend loosely, okay? Because if you're my friend, it takes on a different meaning than maybe, you know, social media friends. But have a group of people that get together for whatever reason. And oftentimes it's because, you know, you share the same aggravation at, you know, something that's going on. Anyway, you get into Discord or you get into whatever offline chats, and inevitably, you know, those things blow up. They just do. But what I have a real issue with is then when you come back, you've been in one of those groups, or you've been in a group supporting a creator. I mean, like really tight with a creator, okay? And even willing, and I'm speaking from personal experience, okay? Even willing to, you know, like put yourself out there to defend them, okay? Because I've done that. I'm not going to name a name right now. But this happened to me within the last year. And, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, you think you're pretty good friends. You stick your neck out, you defend them, then something happens, it blows up. And so what I'm specifically talking about, not going to beat around the bush, is Feisty had a group of people, and I'm thinking this is 2+ years ago. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But, and I'm not even going to name all those people because it really doesn't matter, okay? But what has happened recently is because of the shit with Kaylee, who I love dearly. I love baby Kaylee. But anyway, because of that shit, then other people from the bowels of the deep, dark drama that took place come out and they want to align themselves with somebody like Kaylee. For fuck's sake. I absolutely do not get that, okay? Number one, if Kaylee wasn't as despicable as she is, I still wouldn't do that, okay? I still would not do that. Why in the hell would you want to go and try to feed somebody like her information that you think is going to hurt somebody else just because maybe you've been bitter and you've carried that around a while? I don't get it. It's wrong, okay? It is wrong on so many levels. You can try to justify it however you want, but you ain't gonna justify it. And from a personal experience, as I said, I've been around a while. And like I say, we can go into these bunny trails somewhere else and some later time. But what I want to say right now is I've had people that I thought were friends of mine that I defended. I went after other people for them, okay? And took a lot of shit because of it, okay? And you will take a lot of shit. But you know, if I think somebody is worth it, I will do that, okay? So probably it's been, you know, maybe in the last year, but I did that with somebody. And it was somebody that I had known on this app since HP, Half Pint days, okay? So, I mean, it wasn't just like sort of a drive-by kind of, oh, hey, how are you? I mean, it was deeper than that, or at least I thought it was deeper than that. Obviously, I need to learn some lessons about what social media means. But anyway, then this person, the thing is you can have a lot of levels of fallout. Okay, you can be in a fallout and then you can go to another one, so anyway, through some level of fallouts, this person ended up with someone that is just vile and despicable. Maybe worse than Kaylee, but probably somewhat like Kaylee, okay? And this person is older and should know better, but that's the direction Kaylee's going in, okay? That's the direction that Kaylee is going in. But anyway, this person who I thought was a friend got hooked up with this person, and I just knew that I was going to have to remove myself. But before I removed myself, I was talked about terribly, and was shocked at what came out of this person's mouth. But anyway, I took my lumps and I moved on, okay? But my whole point in this is I was hurt, I was angry. I tried not to let it get to the bitter part, but then this person who has also been fairly active as a live creator, streamer, whatever, continued, to do what they were doing. And eventually that led to, as you might guess, being a target because of, things that you have said or, whatever. But I never once, nor would I ever go join forces with some despicable piece of shit to get back at this person. I'm not that kind of person. And I think if you are, I think you ought to examine why it is you're doing what you're doing. Because the problem is you. The problem is not all this other stuff that you're trying to blame out there. It's you. And if you can own that, you'll be a lot better off, because this person has, done some things, and there were opportunities, there were people actively searching for stories, right? Perfect. Oh, all the Discord tea and all of that. I'm not doing it, and you shouldn't do it either. And if you are doing it, then shame on you, because what you've done is you've probably made yourself into what you thought was despicable at one time. You're doing it now. So anyway, that was really sort of my whole reason for getting on here today. I didn't want to go forever, because I can't have boxes or anything like that. So I don't feel like I can have a real discussion. But if anybody has anything that, that they want me to speak about regarding that topic, I am looking at the comments. I will be happy. I am certainly not shy. It's like I said this morning. If these people want to come after me, then they are going to have to come after me with something better than calling me names on social media. Or, oh, by the way, giving people my address and then having packing materials shipped to and I don't mean one box of packing material. I'm talking hundreds of boxes of packing material. So that shit's been done to me. I've been threatened. I've been doxxed. Listen, I mean, I don't know what more nobody has shown up in person on my damn doorstep. Okay? And they want me to shut up. Kaylee, and yes, that is the person that did that. the person whose name starts with an N, and then that person collaborated with sort of an ex-enemy of mine to get my personal information, and then to set up. There's so many directions we could go with this. It's kind of like if you wanted to press it, they basically open an account in my name, my email address, my personal address. I even spoke with the company, and they acknowledged, had a conversation with them. Do you have this, this, and this? And yes, they did. Now, that information was provided, once again, somebody else from my fucking past who decided that it was a way to get back at me. Okay? Give that person whatever information they had on me. Anyway, nasty fucking people. And yes, it's absolutely insane, but I tell you, people never think that they won't do the most despicable things, because they will. They know no boundaries. I mean, I can't even imagine that these people have any integrity. I'm like, how do you get around and make your way around in the real world if you are like that? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, the world has certainly changed, okay? I'm an old lady. I'm retired. But I can tell you this. In my work world, if I had ever done shit like that to people to their faces, they wouldn't have done it at work, but they probably would have met me in the parking lot and beat my ass. And that's the thing. It's kind of like the shit that people say, they won't say it into somebody's face, okay? They come, and all this bullshit about, showing up under a separate, like a fake account or whatever. I am sick of that. If you're going to come to me, talk to me, do it with your real face. Don't do it under some, bullshit fake account. But anyway, like I say, we could go a lot of directions. I can talk about a lot of things because I've had some experience. And like I say, the thing is, I could have gone a lot of ways. And, when people get their underwear in a twist because you've mentioned their name, because like I've said Kaylee's name, she's going to fucking go crazy. And she's going to say all kinds of things. But what I'm saying, God, my phone's going to heat up. But what I'm saying is, I'm done worrying about whether saying somebody's name is going to get me in trouble, okay? Sorry. I'm beyond worrying about that, because if somebody's saying my name and I could have gone and done something about somebody, or somebody sending fucking packages to my house, you better bet your ass that I would have done it. If I could have found a way to do it, I would have done it. Because believe you me, I have turned over stones trying to figure out how I could do something about it. And these people, apparently, I'm not saying they all have some sort of past or maybe some legal run-ins. They don't give a fuck. Their life is already so fucked up that they don't care. It's kind of like, oh, you're going to call the cops on me? Hell, they show up at my they show up at my house all the time. These people are not the kind of people that is going to be afraid of that. So anyway, the only thing, I know I may be talking in circles, but, I'm not afraid of that anymore. If somebody wants to come after me, they better come after me with an attorney, and the best that they can do is try to prove defamation. Because believe you me, guys, I've looked at all this shit, okay? I've looked at all this shit. I've looked at what Kaylee has done to me. Like when she had my whole image for a whole live stream. She basically, did all the things. Could I have pursued something on that? yeah, if I wanted to spend a shit ton of money going after somebody for defamation, okay, my money is too important for me to waste on people like that. I'm going to waste my money on my grandchildren and myself and people that are friends with me that I want to, gift, whatever, because that's how I roll. Okay, so anyway, what else? So I saw a comment, how have I stayed strong? I haven't. You can talk to my one and only friend, my chief operating officer, and she will tell you, and I just have to get off, okay? I mean, I just have to get off because I don't care who you are or how badass you are. It'll get to you. I don't care. You have to be some sort of a sicko for it not to get to you eventually. And so, yeah, I fucking deleted my account before, okay? Back when the HP stuff was going on, I deleted my account. But then I started questioning myself. It's kind of like, why would I do that? Why would I let people make me afraid to be who I am on here when they're doing all the things? And here's the other thing. As y'all can see, I do not mind speaking up. And the people that I oftentimes have, I guess, gotten in trouble over is because, and all the way back to the HP days, the people that I got in trouble with then, or trouble for then, were because she was so vile to people and made them cry in live streams that I wanted to reach through the phone or the screen or whatever. And so, I'm not trying to be noble here, but there are people that are terrified of people like her. There are people that are terrified of Kaylee. And that is just not right. Not in anybody's book. I'm just not that kind of person. So you're not going to shut me down by saying whatever you're saying. I mean, clearly, I'm either hard-headed or, whatever. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm going to continue to say what I want to say. But anyway, I hope to continue doing some lives. Like I say, I do want to be able to do boxes, because even though I'm trying to read comments and all that stuff, y'all know I have a monkey mind, or or I call it my monkey mind. I'm not officially diagnosed with anything, but anyway, you can easily distract me, by, and I'll go off on another tear, a completely different tear. My real life friends will tell you, we can be talking about something, and I can go off on a completely different path altogether. Anyway, there are a lot of really good people on here. And, my motivation is give people a voice, because you shouldn't be afraid of these crazy ass people, okay? You should not be afraid of these people. And it makes me sick when I see people like Kaylee, and Kaylee's not the only one. Kaylee's just one of the baby ones, okay? There are plenty of others who've been on here doing this shit, and people are scared of them, okay? They're scared of them, and I'm like, what are they going to do to you? Well, here's the deal. Nobody wants their ugly things that they've done and said brought out, okay? But once you get to be old like me, the shit is so old that the shit's so old that it doesn't matter anymore. But I understand. If you are at a season in your life where you're raising kids and, oh God, these people, sorry, I don't know. All these people keep trying to get me to join. I'm assuming it's people battling, and I don't have any boxes. I don't think I can open any boxes. I'm completely a newbie on all this stuff. And like I say, I wish I could figure out how to tell people I don't want to, I don't want to battle. I ain't battling. So I don't even know if I have a box. I do have boxes. Okay, so somebody tell me, I don't want to stay on here forever, but I'm just not going to let everybody up in a box because I'm not going to argue with you. So tell me why you want to come in the box and we'll talk about it. Boots, I see you sent a request. I mean, I guess maybe do it again. I'll let you up. I have no idea. Because like I say, I have no clue really. I might know you, but I don't know you. So send another request and I'll try to accept it. Y'all treat me gentle. I am just... There's all these other strange people. Okay, if Boots wants to send again, that'd be great. And I appreciate this. Usually I have my COO telling me who people are because I'm too damn old. Anyway, I don't see any more box requests. And so anyway, if anybody would love to, yeah, maybe they're not, because I'm not seeing a box request. What I see is people with unrecognized names, like inviting me to co-host. That's all I see, okay? So, and I ain't doing that. Anyway, we'll figure it out, and we'll do boxes the next time. You know what? I don't have any mods because, and maybe I might have to do that, okay? I may have to get somebody to help me, and I'm willing to do that. But anyway, I'm always happy to learn. I take good and bad things, criticism in any way, feedback, whatever. I'm not scared of it. You are not going to hurt my feelings. But anyway, I don't want to stay on here a whole lot longer, but I will continue to do this. Let me talk with some people and figure out, kind of how I can manage this, get people to help me manage it, and we'll just go wherever we go. The other thing that I would ask y'all is don't defend me anywhere. Please don't do that. Because I have a loud mouth. I don't really, I appreciate it. And if you want to do it offline, that's great. But please don't go into any of these kooks live streams or defend me on their videos, because the more I say and do, the more they're going to say and do. So anyway, like I say, I appreciate it. But yeah, I do have, as I said, I got into quite the rage yesterday, as my one and only friend will tell you, over all the, my husband and I have been married longer than most of you have been alive, probably. But I have definitely learned how to set a boundary. And that is, if you fucking get up on a ladder again. Oh, he'd been on the roof. Up on the roof. But if you get on a fucking ladder again and you fall off, I'm calling an ambulance, which struck terror in his heart. His brother happens to live one house down from us and heard the commotion. You hush, I'm not leaving him alone. But anyway, I told him, I said, your ass is going in an ambulance to the hospital. And oh, by the way, I'm not bringing your ass home and taking care of you and trying to lift you or do all those things. Listen, call me mean, call me, cruel, whatever. I am just telling y'all, at some point when people do stupid shit, you have to deal with them in that way, okay? You have to scare them back, because he scared the fuck out of me the other day. And then, of course, I dropped the bottle on my foot, which I thought, well, I had broken my damn foot. But yeah, we can talk about husbands and all that because I got plenty of experience with that I can talk about. So we can go anywhere you guys want to go. So I'm going to get off. I appreciate all y'all being here. It's getting hot as hell in this car, and my phone is probably going to go crazy. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all. We'll go anywhere y'all want to go, like I said. We'll chit-chat about whatever y'all want to chit-chat about. Just let me take, because people are going to give me shit. But just be careful. If you get on and you make comments and you say things, just be prepared for these dumb shits, to come after you. But anyway, hopefully we can manifest more good than they can overcome. Anyway, I'm going to go finish running my errands, take my ass back home, and get inside before my car gets dirty again, because my car was filthy. And my granddaughter is a little pig. I mean, she's not a baby anymore. She's a pig. She trashes my car. Anyway, I love her still. Y'all have a good day. I will see you all later, and I appreciate you. Thanks. Anyway, I love her still. Y'all have a good day. I will see you all later, and I appreciate you. Thanks.